Now here in the Philippines, and they will share with us their roadmap, the vision of how Universal Robots intends to build their business here, and they also have selected a very exciting new business partner to help them reach this vision for the Philippine market. And to get things started, please let me first acknowledge, okay, I'll do that later on. So before that, let me introduce the General Manager for Asia Pacific. Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Sherwin Gottfriedson of Universal Robots.
A very good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for coming to Universal Robots and Media Briefing event today. And for my presentation today, I will be telling the story and the journey of Universal Robots. I will be sharing with you our products. I'll be also revealing our strategy for the Philippines. And last but not least, I will share with you a case study as well as a robot demo. So how did it all start for Universal Robots? Universal Robots was founded in 2005 by 3 Danish students while doing their PhD at the Southern University of Denmark. At that time, they were working on finding the best automation solution for the food industry. And they found out that to put pepperonis on pizzas, you will have to use robots of about 150 kilograms placed on Euro pallets and drive them around to do that. They also discovered that the robotics market was dominated by very large, difficult to program, heavy, expensive, and unsafe robots whereby you need fences to put in place to work with the people. So this was where the whole idea of making robot technology came about. These 3 founders believed that industrial robots should be made available to everyone and also should be easy to program, safe for people to work side by side with, and not only large companies but also small, medium-sized companies can work with them. So since the company was founded in 2005 to 2008, that was where they started doing the prototype for our first robot model called the UR5. And basically UR5 has a maximum payload of 5 kilograms. From the start, we recognized that we want to be a global supplier of collaborative industrial robots, and we will only focus on the development and manufacturing of Universal Robots. So as such, our business model is to work with local partners who will provide solutions into the manufacturing sector in their local markets. So in 2009, we commercialized our first robot model, the UR5. We started establishing distribution network in Denmark, which then slowly expanded into Europe in 2010. And until late 2011, we started a little distribution in Asia. And that was also the same time when we started the development of our second robot model called the UR10, which has a maximum payload of 10 kilograms. And in 2012, we continue to extend our distribution network in all the regions. We also entered the North American market, and we started to bring ourselves closer to the regional and the local markets. So we established sales offices in many different countries over the past few years, in New York, in Shanghai, India, Spain, and early last year we established the Asia Pacific HQ in Singapore, which covers the whole of Asia Pacific excluding China and India, because we have our partners, our subsidiaries in those 2 markets. In last year, we also launched our third robot model, which we started development in 2012, which is called the URL3. So that is the tiniest brother to the family. That has a maximum payload of 3 kilograms. We were acquired by Teradyne Group, which is an American company. So we are 100% owned by Teradyne now, and there is basically no change to the existing strategy, business model, and how we interact with our stakeholders. We are very much an independently run company under the Teradyne Group. R&D, production is still, they are still all based out from Denmark. So what's going to happen for us in 2016? Universal Robots has experienced very great growth in the many years that we supplied our collaborative industrial robots to the markets. So we will continue to invest heavily in research and development so as to bring new technologies and products to the market. We will also continue to invest heavily in commercial activities so that we support our stakeholders to support the users in the market. We also want to ensure that we create the awareness on how to adopt our technology in the markets. We also will continue to add more local and regional offices. So we will also expand our staff strength globally. So currently we have about 300 employees globally. This, I'd like to share with you what are the unique benefits and features that our robots bring to the users in the market. There are many features that our robots have, but I want to list out 3 important areas. One of which, the first one is small, lightweight, compact, and this gives great flexibility to the users in the market. Our UR5 here that you can see, which has a maximum payload of 5 kilograms. The arm itself weighs only 18 kilograms. So it has a very good ratio to the payload it can lift. And 3 main areas of benefits. First, it means for small, medium-sized companies who produce small batches, so they have a high mix, low volume production. It is ideal for them to adopt automation now because they have a possibility to do so with Universal Robots. They can move the robots around and redeploy the robots to the other manufacturing lines that they have. Also for seasonal productions, so even companies that are very large, they produce maybe products for winter season for half a year, and then they don't produce again for half a year, so now they have a chance to then redeploy the robots on the summer line production. Also for very large companies with a short product life cycle, meaning to say they need to come up with new products all the time. Now they have the option of again redeploying their equipment and technology to suit the manufacturing landscape changes as they continue their business. The second area is that you basically do not need to change the existing production layout. You can see that the footprint is very tiny. 4 bolts is what you need to tighten the robot. So you don't have to start finding space, changing the layout of the production, which again increase cost and is a great hassle to the manufacturers. And thirdly, it can now automate processes which the large traditional industrial robots cannot, because the large ones cannot go into the tight space that Universal Robots can. So these are the 3 main areas about the flexibility part of benefits that we can bring to the users. The second characteristics that our robots have is that it's a collaborative class industrial robots. So it means that when the robot phases omits a collision and will stop automatically. And this also means that it is safe for the robots to be working side by side, workers without safety fencing, safety devices, which again increase the cost for the manufacturers. And this is also possible because we have a patented technology which measures the electric current and will stop automatically. And the other part of it is due to the adjustable safety system in our robots, which can restrict force, momentum, the speed and power of the robot. It can also restrict the workplace so that when the robots extend outside a certain boundary, it will slow down. So you can create a very safe program for the users in the market. Thirdly, our robots are very easy to program. So it's very much easier compared to the traditional industrial robots in the market. The idea here is to put automation back into the hands of the operator. So we want the users to be self-sustainable, independent of their own manufacturing processes so that they have full control over it. Now, their engineers can learn how to operate the machines. They can also learn how to deploy solutions in their manufacturing facilities. This means at the end of the day, it has a lower cost for the manufacturers. Also, with a very short integration time needed to deploy a solution, it means that the cost of integration is 30 to 40% lesser than with traditional industrial robots. The other platform we have is called the Universal Robots Plus. Basically, it has been launched this year, and it is a meeting place for developers, for distributors, as well as for manufacturers in the industry. So it is a showroom where we showcase proven technologies, applications, plug and play modules that have been already available in the market. This is to shorten the time and the cost for manufacturers to do their own deployment. So from concept, they have to start to try and develop a solution. They can refer to all these proven case studies and know which equipment to purchase and put together to make a solution. So they don't have to go through the trial and error and waste time and cost. So what's for Universal Robots APAC in 2016? We will be further separating the Asia Pacific region because we have grown to a size that is so huge. So we will have a region called the Northeast Asia and the Southeast Asia plus Oceania. That is the direction we are going for 2016. And we have noted that the interest and the willingness to adopt automation and in particularly considering collaborative industrial robots or applications, for a matter of fact, is on the rise. So in 2012, when we started establishing our distribution network in this region, collaborative industrial robots applications are unheard of. And there was a need for a great education, explanation to the market what this is all about and what it means at the end of the day for the users. But now we have seen that markets like, say, for instance, Thailand have tripled their sales in the past 3 years. And we have seen countries in Vietnam, Philippines have inquiries coming in. Singapore is actually one of the top 3 markets in our region. So considering these countries being based in Southeast Asia, we are already seeing a high adoption rate, and we believe that with the challenges in this region that manufacturers face, this is going to be just on the rise. And our strategy will still be very much the same. we will still be distributing via a distribution network. We will continue to ensure that in Philippines that the potential in the market will be well covered with a strong network of distributors. We have, with great pleasure, partner with Elixir Industrial Equipment about a couple of months back, and we have already seen sales happening. So we have users in the market already. And we also believe that there will be some key drivers to the growth of the Philippines market, and that will be mainly because of the huge manufacturing industrial presence here. So you have many different manufacturing sectors, say for example the electronics, semicon, automotive, pharma, food and beverage. We also have seen that the manufacturers in the Philippines are very receptive to automate their plants. So that is also a strong sign. And we also understand that the government is having a strong focus to support the small, medium-sized companies here to boost productivity, and that will be looking at technology and innovations. I think it was announced in the national budget that we have set aside funds for this as well. So it is all positive signs, and we believe this will all drive to the growth of our industry in the Philippines. Here is a case study that I'd like to share with all of you. It is a customer in Singapore. The company name is PLC Industries. They are an SME, and they are in the precision engineering industry. The task that they look for is machine tending, and the challenge they have is that they produce up to 80 different products in a month. So as you can hear, 80 products, they need to have a very flexible solution to automate the processes that they have. They also have a challenge of finding skilled labor force. So that led to them considering universal robots because of the unique offerings and benefits we can provide them. And two UR10s were implemented. So basically each of these two robots is tending two CNC machines. And because there's no need for safety fencing, the space is very tight. They don't have to move the machines around. They put the robot in between the two machines, and the robot can basically reach into the two machines. This means that instead of one person tending one CNC machine, they can have one person tending 4 CNC machines. And this has boosted the productivity by 40%. And they are also able to continue the variety of products that they produce, and the payback period is only less than a year. There is a video there, but I won't play it. It's in the USB stick that you are being handed, so you can check out the video later on. So one of our first, I won't say first, actually second user in the Philippines is Artisan and Braided Technologies. They are in the electronics and semicon industry, and they have about 4 of our robots, all the different models in their production facility. So thank you very much for listening, and feel free to ask any questions if you have any. If you prefer to come up to me later on, then I'll be available to take your questions one-on-one. But otherwise, now I guess we are opening up to questions and answers.
We have some microphones situated in the middle of the room. Feel free to approach. In the meantime, while you're thinking of what you want to ask our host, we would also like to acknowledge. You've seen the demo. Now, in order for this product to reach their target market, UR has appointed a partner in the Philippines, and I believe some of you have met them already. We would like to acknowledge the team of Elixir, and they are headed by their president, Mr. Wilfred D. He is joined by his daughter, Jamila D. And she's also the head of the production department, very important. We are also joined by their commercial director, another woman, great power, Ms. Sharon Manzano. Her counterpart from the technical department, please welcome their technical director, Mr. Dr. Edwin Cadillo. And another female head, she has a technical UR programmer, Miss Mary Jane Cinco. And then for the Elixir technicians who will be helping manage the UR cobot, there's also Mr. Roland Gizon and Mr. Luis Adornato. So,
Any questions? Okay. Then I'll proceed on to a robot demo. I would like to invite all media to come up, and I will show you a very quick program, basically to highlight how easy it is to make a program at the same time.
Pepperoni lang pala yung pinagsimula na. Yes. Tagalagay lang ng pepperoni eh.
So this is a 6-axis articulate industrial robot. There are, you can see 6 axes here, and it's modularly designed. So every axis has its own gear, servo motor. The electrical component is all inside the joints. It's hollow here, so only 4 tubes cables run through it, and this means that there is a very short downtime. So if you need to change this out, it's just to take this out and put a new one in. And 4 bots to fix the robot. This is the controller box. Some of you may know that the traditional industrial robots controller box looks like a refrigerator size. And this one is only 29 kilo. So a woman can basically carry this unit out, set it up, and bring it down. So here, this is the teach pendant. I will show you that you can create a very simple program. So if you go to an empty program and say, I like it to move from point A, B to C and back to A. I'm going to set this waypoint. You can see that there are arrows here where I can move the robot to where I want it to be. So say for example the robot has to pick something up here. Okay, you can see it turns green. So basically saying that the waypoint A has been defined. You can go to B. If you don't want to use this graphic user interface, you can also key in the positions if you know exactly where you want the robots to move into. Or otherwise, you can learn it or do it the very intuitive way, that is by holding this button down and moving the robot arm to where you want it to be. Happy with this? Say that it has to back. Do this. And now I have quickly made a 3 waypoint program. And this means you can map out the program very quickly on the site to see that it works. You can of course adjust the speed up to higher speed here. You can also adjust the force to for the UR3 to as low as 50 newtons. So you can see when it hits me, there's a protective stop and it stops. So I can enable the robot and it will continue. So it's basically very safe to work side by side with people. And of course, you have to do a risk assessment prior to the actual installation, because if you are carrying a maximum payload, moving at maximum speed and at eye level of the worker, then it just makes common sense to do some protection, fence it up or do a light curtain to make sure that it's safe. Anyone wants to have a go to do the programming? So this is a very short demo to basically highlight how easy and quick you can make a program, and when it hits you, it will stop automatically.
Female demo?
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Any questions? Otherwise, thank you very much. And I'm still around, so you can come up to me if you have any other questions.
With regards to the warranty and the after sales,
The warranty and after sales?
Yes.
So you can always extend the warranty by adding another year to it. So you have to purchase like an optional warranty.
additional
add-on.
costs.
Yes. And the after sales service support is provided by our partners, our distributors.
So the parts will come from Singapore as well.
It can be from Singapore, it can be from Denmark. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Or our distributors may also stock the parts. Yeah.
So for how many distributors you have here?
We have only one, and we've just expanded into the Philippines. Okay.
How much one cost?
Secret!
To be honest, when manufacturers look at automation, they don't just buy the robot alone, because the robot cannot work standalone. It works in a solution. So you need to fix a gripper, you need to fix maybe a vision system, you have a conveyor belt, you have the programming, the engineering skills inside.
to 40% less.
Because it's so quick and easy to deploy. So you don't need a lot of hours to do the integration. And you don't need only engineers who have been studying for 4 to 6 years before they do the integration for you.
Okay. So since Elixir is your partner here in the Philippines, if any particular company ordered the universal robot, immediately they have you have stocks on hand, or
Yes,
they
so
need
we
to.
have a very short lead time. In fact, one of the shortest in the market for industrial robots. And for a low volume, say 1 unit, we have them on stock. And this is to ensure that we have a very fast delivery time to the market. Of course, if you look at a higher volume, then it's typically 2 to 4 weeks. Traditional industrial robots lead time will be easily between 2 to 4 months. So this is where we also try to be on the edge of the service part of it to the market.
We have a phone-in question. Sorry, she can't make it. She's stuck in
okay.
traffic. How is the public going to, is Elixir capable of reaching all types of markets, or are you just focusing on Metro Manila?
They have their own business plans, and they will start somewhere, just like any other businesses. And they will then look into reaching out to the market, the different aspects of the market. But as we observed in many other markets, one partner will be difficult to cover the entire potential in any one market. So we foresee that we will have a strong network of distributors in the Philippines, just like in any other countries. And this is to make sure that they all complement one another, and that there's no gaps in the market. Because at the end of the day, the users will be our priority. We want to ensure that when they need the solution, they get the service, they get the best solution for them.
In target industries in the Philippines, priority?
Yeah, they have a few targeted industries like the semicon, electronics, to name one of them. But I'm sure they can reveal more later on. Yeah, if you approach them, Mr. Wilfred. Yeah.
Let's see.